Yeah, we can't give any more details right now about him other than he is in custody and authorities believe he acted alone. So we are doing everything we can to protect our entire community and especially our Jewish community. Right now, it was horrific. I was out at the scene last night with Janine Pirro, who is our U.S. attorney and will be prosecuting this case. Yeah, I can't confirm any of that now because, again, this is a pending investigation. What I can say is 2 beautiful young people were gunned down last night needlessly. I saw his body being taken away from the scene. That was horrific. No parents should have to be called and told that their children were violently murdered, leaving a religious event at the Jewish Museum. That should never happen in this world and not in our country. And this person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. As far as the facts in the law bill, we'll follow those. We'll follow those where they lead, but we will ensure everyone, America will be safe. We will do everything we can. This violence has to stop. Yeah, all I can tell you is that Metro Police, FBI, ATF was out here. All of our federal agencies are working hand in hand with Metro Police. Mayor Bowser was out here with us last night. She was great. And the investigation will continue. That's what you want to happen. You have to trust in your law enforcement officers right now that they are doing everything they can to fully investigate this case because we want it handled in the right way, and it will be. And this violence, again, has to stop. This was a beautiful young couple. I was with Ambassador Leiter last night. I spoke to Prime Minister Netanyahu. I was on the phone with Donald Trump all evening long. All evening, he called me first thing this morning. He is horrified by what happened. President Trump, we will support our Jewish community. And, I'm out here now. The rabbis asked me to come out. They have a ritual, and I know many of these rabbis, they have a ritual where they clean the blood and cleanse the blood after a crime scene, and they put the blood in a bag, and the blood will be buried with the 2 young people. It's a Jewish ritual, and we're all respecting that right out now, and we were praying with the rabbis. It's a horrible day, and as Ambassador Leiter said last night, this young man was about to propose to her. He had bought a ring. They were going to get engaged in Israel. They had their entire lives in front of them, and now it's taken away. And our job now is to be sure justice is served, and it will be served under Donald Trump. Yeah, I can't talk about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I was a career capital prosecutor, and what I can say in any case right now, because I'm not just commentating on it, it's with my office, you weigh the facts, you look at the law, and I signed a death warrant yesterday on a case. So we are seeking the death penalty again. That was Donald Trump's directive from day one. But we will look at this case very closely, and the facts of this are horrific. But that will be decided down the road in accordance with the law. But let me assure you, justice will be served in this case. I assure you that. Yes, yes, Bill. Last night, our U.S. Marshals were out here. Security has been increased in many places. We want our Jewish community to feel safe. Again, police believe right now he acted alone. But, people out there see things and do things and just be vigilant and protect each other. And this world has got to be stop being filled with so much hate in this world. I mean, this was a beautiful young couple, and we have got to come together today, and we have got to support our Jewish community. I believe Caroline Levitt has a scheduled briefing at 1, just a White House briefing. But we'll let you know when law enforcement is ready to brief again on this. Again, they are working tirelessly. They have not slept. Sure, and it's not only here, it's not only in Germany, it's around the world that everyone needs to feel safe. You have to feel safe in this country, and this hate speech has got to stop. We have to come together as not only a community here, but as a nation and as the world. And you being from Germany, you see that. We have to keep everyone safe, and that is the job right now of the Metropolitan Police, Mayor Bowser, Janine Pirro. We were all out here all night long. Everyone is working together as a team. FBI, ATF, our U.S. Marshals are out here trying to protect everyone. But our Jewish community must feel safe. What we saw last night was disgusting. I saw a young man's body being taken away who was about to get engaged. He had an entire life in front of him, and that was taken away. The hate has got to stop, and it has to stop now. And this person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. You all have to understand, I can't talk about the facts. I can't talk about anything else now. They are working tirelessly to make sure this investigation goes proper. It is. Everyone is working together. And that's what's going to happen now.
Can you talk about the threat? Is there an increased threat level?
You spoke to Prime Minister Netanyahu.
I did.
What did you talk about?
I did. I spoke to Prime Minister Netanyahu last night. I was with Ambassador Leiter, and Prime Minister Netanyahu called while I was with him. I spoke to him, and of course he was devastated. He was devastated, and it broke my heart to talk to Bibi last night. He was devastated, and I assured him we were looking into this. Of course, all of our investigators were working together, and I also spoke to President Trump multiple times, who was just heartbroken and devastated by this. And, his first directive to us was make America safe again, and that's what we are going to do. There is no place for this hate in our country and in our world.
And has the threat level been increased? Has the threat level been increased at Israeli missions around the country?
Yes, I can tell you that, yes. The question was, has the threat level been increased? I can tell you security has been increased here as of last night. Our U.S. Marshals are working hand in hand to make sure the embassy is safe, our ambassador is safe. And again, please know, everything we know now, he acted alone. From everything we know now, this is an ongoing investigation. But whether you're Jewish or not, be vigilant. This is the last thing these two young people, they were at a religious event right around the corner from where we're standing. A religious event with friends and with coworkers. They walked outside to go home and were gunned down. That cannot happen in our community. And this is the day where we all need to come together, no matter what religion we are. And the Muslim religion actually reached out to our rabbis and offered condolences and sent a beautiful message that they just showed me, and that's what should be happening in our world.
General, thank you. What was the security posture prior to the shooting yesterday? How many armed security guards, police officers were on the scene?
Yeah, I don't know that. I only got here after the shooting took place, so I'm sorry I can't answer that.
Is this a security, Attorney General, is this a security failure? Because we're very close to the Washington FBI's field offices. This is typically our area with a high police concentration.
Well, I don't think anyone would have expected what happened last night. They were in an event, a beautiful event. People were it was a dressy event. They were dressed up. They were all together and just celebrating, and walked outside, and they barely made it outside, as you know. when this happened. But no, I think law enforcement were on the scene immediately because of that. And the great men and women of the FBI are doing an incredible job, as well as Metropolitan Police. Our ATF agents were out here. Our U.S. Marshals were out here working hand in hand with the mayor and the police chief, who I cannot say enough good about right now. And that's what we need to do. Focus on the
There are reports of a manifesto. There are reports of a manifesto out.
Yeah, I can't comment at all on the facts of the case right now. You will get a briefing at some point from the law enforcement. Thank you all. And
The suspect acted alone. Any sense on the motive?
law enforcement will brief you later. Again, they're looking at all the facts and the evidence. And, the reason I'm out here this morning is I had a scheduled interview before this happened yesterday. And then the rabbis called me and asked if I would come out and be with them. I know a lot of these rabbis. They ask if I would come out. There's a ritual when a Jewish person dies, and they come and they clean the blood from the scene. And that's what, when you saw that happening over there this morning, I'm sure your cameras caught that. They were scrubbing the floor. That's what they do, because in the Jewish tradition, they want to get all of their blood off the floor, even out of the cracks of the sidewalk. And all of these men out there are volunteers, and they're doing this. They didn't know these young people personally. They didn't know their families personally. And they came out here, and they're cleaning their blood. They put it in a bag, and then that bag will be buried with these two beautiful young people who lost their lives way too young. So they were saying a prayer. We were with them for that prayer. And that's when every religion right now in America, we need to come together
Do you think
and do everything we can to
security
support
at religious
them.
gatherings?
Thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.